Camden, with its ring of mountains rising behind the white-clapboard houses facing Penobscot Bay, made the most of its view. Nowhere else on the coast of Maine was there such dramatic natural beauty. The houses were like weathered faces turned to watch the sea. The upland meadows of ox-eyed daisies, timothy, and sweet fern, the dark green woods of balsam and fir, swept to the gentle summit of Mount Maguntacook, and the rock face of Mount Batty rose from the edge of the sea as if to hold it. But it was a far less generous time than the early days of shipbuilding, upon which the town's wealth had been founded. Now even the great woodsheds along the wharves were mostly abandoned, permanent reminders of the long death of shipbuilding. The wool mills looming behind the town offered scant wages and long hours. Later in her life, Edna St. Vincent Millay would say she was a girl who had lived all her life at the very tide-line of the sea. But in the fall of 1904, she moved with her family into 100 Washington Street on the far edge of town, in a section called Millville because it was near the mills. It was the smallest house in the poorest part of town, but it was one their mother could afford when she brought her girls to Camden after her divorce. Their brown frame house was set in a large field, and just beyond it flowed the Maguntacook River, into which the mills sometimes spilled their dyes. The house, on low ground, could be reached only by walking down a long, rickety wooden sidewalk from the street. When the Maguntacook River overflowed, and the weather turned cold with no heat in the house, the kitchen floor flooded and froze, and the girls gleefully ice-skated across it. The house was close enough to their mother's Aunt Clara Bazell, a large, easy-going person who ran a boarding house for the mill hands, that she could keep an eye on the girls while their mother worked. Cora wrote to her daughters often. The three little sisters felt her presence even when she was absent, which was